Can't hold a real nigga down. They can't hold a real nigga down. No, no. They can't hold a real nigga down. It's all good. See, I told you. I told you. Relax. Say, what happened? They got the shit, man. There's some shit around here for sure that they'll get your ass for. You can't play them goddamn videos on the goddamn NFL, boy. Yes, sir. Yeah, yeah. The cops will get your ass. Yes, they will. So y'all come on back in the building. Come on back in the building. Let's get into it. Let's get into it as we do. Yeah. 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 Y'all hold on for a second. Hold on. All right, all right, all right, all right. Welcome back in. Like I said, we're gonna talk. We're gonna basically talk Cowboys and the Eagles, and yeah, yeah. I enjoyed last night's festivities. Last night it was a must see. It was definitely. Uh, he said resume the gameplay. Now, Buck, you just seen the police came around. You gonna go back to selling drugs? What's wrong with you, Buck? Come on, man. Come on, Buck. Mm-mm. But anyway, I do got a video I do want to play. One that they shouldn't take down. One that they shouldn't take down. Yeah, so I'm gonna put this on out here because I wanted to hear first of all, I want to hear what Dak had to say about the game last night. So we could go down there to brother Dak. We are able to play that.
Calvin Watkins, Dallas Morning News. What happened with you and Mr. Carter spitting?
Yeah, I probably spit 1,000 times throughout the game. I mean, especially game day, maybe even in general, and something I guess I'm not proud of. But in that case, he was trolling, I guess you could say, trying to mess with Tyler Booker. I was just looking at him. I was right here by the two linemen, and guess I needed to spit, and I wasn't going to spit on my lineman, and I just spit ahead. But I would say he was back there where Jory was in that sense, and he asked, or he goes, "You trying to spit on me?" And at that point, I mean, I felt like he was insulting me. Like I wouldn't spit on somebody. I'm damn sure not trying to spit on you. Like we're about to play a game. I'm wondering why you're trying to mess with the rookie. And so when I stepped through, I actually said the words like, "What the hell would I? Excuse me, but I'm probably even more colorful. What would I need to spit on you for?" And he just spit on me in that moment, and it was more of a surprise than anything. Refs obviously saw it through the flag. I was like, "Hell yeah, we get 15 yards to start the game off." Didn't realize he was getting ejected. Unfortunate that he did. Hell of a player. Changed our plan and our blocking scheme. As I've told you all right before the week that we're going to protect against him. So helped in that manner. But I don't wish for anybody to get out of the game. I'm sure he probably regrets that to some extent. I'm pretty sure he knows I didn't try to spit on him or wasn't even aiming to spit on him. So something that's probably going to get a lot of coverage and a lot of attention that feel sorry for him in the sense of, yeah, I mean, I know how excited each and every one of us are, right, to kick off the season and the season opener, and hell of a player like that doesn't even get a chance in the first play. Yeah, unfortunate circumstances.
How did you keep your composure in that situation? You saw you just like motion to like the ref, like you see it in his head.
Yeah, I was more surprised. I mean, honestly, it hit me more on like my shirt of my collar, I guess, than straight skin, and thankfully. But yeah, I was just more surprised. I mean, like I said, I was insulted that he even thought I tried to spit on him. So for him to react and spit, sure it's not something he's proud of.
So I'm gonna ask this question right here. Is Carter a dirty player? Like, hearing him speak on it, and to his surprise, like I say, first of all, was Dak wrong for kind of provoking him? Did you see this as a provoking? Like, that's the one thing that I got curious about. Like, is Carter like the new Ndamukong Suh? Like, is he that? Does he have a nasty edge to him now? Like, this is just Carter. Carter seemed like he did that shit directly on purpose. And I guess he said, well, if this son of a bitch is spitting on me, I might as well spit on him. You know? He said Carter was out of line. No place for that in the league. Shout out to Black Eighth Element. True Lifetime, what's going on with you? K1 Stella, what's happening? Man, look at here. Translation, that's his dumb ass. Man, shout out to Flame. Flame is out here. Like I said, running laps on everybody around here. Running laps on everybody. Shout out to Flame for that, man. Carter say, fuck Dakota. Oh my God. He said, no, Q. He just blind rage. Oh my God. He said, no, he's not a dirty player, but he a motherfucking dog. Well, what I look at it, because I'm gonna go to the Philly interview after this, because Carter gave an interesting answer to why he did what the fuck he did, which was crazy to me. But we can listen to a little bit more Dakota Rain, see what he got to say.
I still feel Cowboys. Can you talk about your relationship with CeeDee Lamb? You talked about the game, certainly had a lot of drops. He took the ownership of those drops. You just talk about your conversation with him and how that went.
Yeah, I mean, I've talked to him after the series, after one of them or so. Obviously, right there at the end of the game, and yeah, in the locker room. I mean, there wasn't a big long talk need to have as he took ownership and accountability, right? To you guys, I'm sure he shut me up in the same sense of, taking accountability. And after the game, going over to him, and he's just doing this. And, it's just more of like that wasn't just those plays. There's throws out there that I want back, but it's game one. And he's a guy that makes those plays. He's going to make those plays. I'm not going to get down on him. I'm not going to lose confidence by any means. And he will make those plays. So, yep.
No more pictures, but you take any solace in how you guys came out and played and performed the game?
Yeah, for sure. With all the change, new head coach, group went out there, physical as hell, together. It was fun every way through. Obviously, we thought we had a chance. We had opportunities. Defense is trying to blame themselves in the first half, and offense is going to blame themselves in the second half. So a lot of accountability was taken in the locker room, but we're definitely process oriented. And as Shadi said, if we continue to compete and play physical like that, we're going to be proud of the team that we can put together each and every week. So it's one of 17, and right, I didn't think we were going to go undefeated. So sucks. Wanted to get the first one, obviously, especially against a good team, a rival. Division, but we got to move on, and we got another division game next week. So,
Jack Tyler for the ESPN. Obviously, all the stuff that happened with Micah in the last week and stuff. How do you think your team handled that and responded not having him out there today?
Yeah, I think they were great. I don't think that was in anyone's mind. They're professionals, and particularly on that side of the ball, right? That they went out there and did their job. I don't think it was like we're going to miss this or miss that. He's a hell of a pass rusher and probably would have made plays, but we're not going to live in that and don't care to, honestly. We wish him the best and truly wish him the best. And this is about this team. This is about the 2025 Dallas Cowboys. That defense, those young rushers making a name for themselves. Guys went out there and made some plays and got some pressure there late in the game when we needed to. So I don't think necessarily a beat was missed. And I really give credit to it, right? I mean, unfortunate, I won't say the holdout, but the hold in during training camp, right? He wasn't necessarily taking the reps with the team. So I don't think that was something that they had to figure out. I was just go out there and let's build off of what we've been doing since training camp.
John Short with The Athletic, in the locker room after Jerry Jones said that he felt bad for Coach Schottenheimer and how he thought that he had you guys prepared very well. How do you think that first game went for
Yeah, we were prepared. As I said, he did everything he can to give us opportunity, especially one as a head coach and having us prepared with the way we went out there and we're physical, the way we played together. We've just got to play a little bit more complimentary. And what I mean by that, right, is defense gets some stops in the first half and we scored points in the second half. And then we're going to be proud of the outcome of this game. But as a head coach, he did his job. And as a play caller, he gave us every opportunity and he was dialing it up. So, yeah, it sucks that he didn't get his first win here tonight in game one, but it's a long season and he's going to get it.
how would you evaluate yourself in the game?
I got to go back and look at it. It was fun just to be out there. Super thankful and blessed to be back into the game, back with those guys, that line, that group, those receivers. Just felt good, felt great out there. Obviously, there's some throws, particularly right, a couple to one to Jake right there, one to Brev. I want to get a little bit higher, give them a little bit more catchable ball, but I feel like I played a smooth game.
Nick Harris, forward star Telegram, the offense overall, heavy use of freestyle motion, some aggressiveness on third and short. Scored 20 in the first half, none in the second. What's your overall evaluation of the offense?
Yeah, we got to finish. We got to come out and score in the second half. We've got to get points. You just said it, all 20 were in the first half, and you can't go score 20 in the first half and then lay a goose egg in the second half. So the red zone turnover obviously doesn't help, but we had opportunities even on that drive to score, and we've got to capitalize on those before we even get to that play. So that's not on Miles. That's not on anyone. So we've got to capitalize just as a unit, and that's my point about being process-oriented, and every man in that locker room felt that, particularly on offense, and defense would say the same about the first half. So a lot to grow from.
You guys carried a chip on your shoulder coming into tonight, defending Super Bowl champs, 8.5-point favorites.
I don't think that they have any means of the chip that's on our shoulder. Me personally, I don't know the line. I don't know if I ever know a line. I doubt any guy in that locker room is playing to a line. So we don't give a damn of what that is. This is the NFL, and we know we can win. And we went out there and gave ourselves an opportunity, and we just didn't do it tonight. And they got it.
Louis Scruggs, NBC5 Dallas. Dak, you got a lot of come from behind wins in your career here. All 3 minutes to go. Do you feel like you let one get away here?
Yeah, didn't want it for sure. Felt like we were the drive before that one, and then getting it with 3 minutes left and having some plays out there that we didn't make. Yeah, for sure got away.
Can you speak to having Tyler Guyton back there, missed a lot of camp here, and then a rookie, and Tyler Booker here, how that line played for you?
Yeah, those dudes did a hell of a job, and I compliment them during that lightning delay. And again, after the game I really think the only time I was on the ground was making the tackle after the fumble for the most part. Like, those young guys came out there, they set the tone on being physical. When we talk about being physical, it starts with the guys in the trenches on offense and defensive line. And our guys set the tone for us early, got the run game going and kept me clean all night. So, yeah, a lot to be proud of. And that's one of the main things right there is how those guys play. And as you said, Tyler, to miss time throughout training camp and then to come back and thought maybe he'd be on a snap count, right? Something like that. And guy goes out there and shows he's ready and he can keep producing each and every drive or series. And he did that.
Joe Hoyt, Dallas Morning News. Dak, running was an emphasis this offseason for you in terms of training. How did you kind of feel like that work this offseason translated to this first game?
For me?
Yeah,
I felt slow on that one. I broke the tackle, I guess, in the pocket. But other than that, I felt healthy. That was the main part of it, is being able to being able to run, whether it's to get out of pressure, use my legs when I need to, and just be healthy throughout the game. So it's something that I'm not going to stop and just keep building on. But a lot of work has went into this, and we'll continue to grow from it.
Zach Gill, WFAN, City Sports Network. I know you're pretty thorough on what happened with Jalen Carter, but just getting back to it, sitting on someone is a pretty serious thing. Is the ejection enough for you, or do you think the league should maybe suspend?
That's not my call. That's not my call.
Michael Luongo, news source. This delay thing is becoming more regular, but there's still kind of a new wrinkle in this. So
The what thing? Excuse me.
The delay you had with the delay
Oh, gotcha.
during the game. It's becoming a more and more habit now, but it's still kind of a new wrinkle here. But as players, how do you prepare for something like this and stay sharp when this happens? And how much of an effect did it have?
Yeah, I don't think it had that much of an effect. If anything, hell, it probably helped us out, right? It was right after a turnover, maybe stopped their momentum and maybe people forget about what had happened right there. And fortunately, we played in a game last year where it went longer than that. So I don't think we didn't start the game, though, did we? Yeah. Yeah, so, but still, I mean, guys being a professional, and that's part of it, right? Come in, take the cleats off, shoulder pads off, relax a little bit, hang out. The vibes were high. The guys were confident in us going out there and finishing this game. And it was just, getting off your feet. But then again, once you knew you were about 15 minutes to go, it was about getting the body back warm. And obviously we got to get out there and have that warm up. So it's just part of being a pro. You just got to adjust when it's called for.
All right, thank you, Dak.
Thank you.
You know, it was a mistake that happened on my side, and it just won't happen again. So I feel bad for just my teammates and the fans out there. I'm doing it for them. I'm doing it for my family also. But the fans, they show the most love. You heard them out there today. Just not being able to start the game, even and finish the game is just fucked me up. But we're gonna get it better. It won't happen again.
Yeah, can we? Just give him a little bit of room.
There's some footage later that shows that Dak may have done something first. Do you feel like he precipitated it?
No, I don't try to do nothing out of the ordinary. Anything that I feel like I have done something back is provoked. But if it's something out there, y'all see it, we'll go up that.
Yes.
How amped were you to play this game?
So
How amped were you to play this game?
super out, just to get back. We don't play preseason, so we don't get no warm-ups to hit other opponents. And I was so ready, but things went how it went. We just go focus on next weekend, getting better at what we are watching film and getting better.
Jalen, when it happened, did you realize that you were going to get tossed from the game?
I heard the refs talking, and then I heard them say this is a tossable offense or something like that, and that's when I knew.
Did you have a conversation with Nick, and if so, what kind of message did he relay to
I
you?
didn't have a conversation yet. I know we're going to have that conversation. They had to focus on the game still. I don't want to distract them from the game. I came in, I talked to the D-line, told them what I was seeing while I was watching the game inside. That's all.
What was it like watching the rest of the game?
It was intense for me. I wanted to be out there with the guys so bad and just to support and help, even just standing on the sideline. But, things went how it went. We just got to move on. I've made a promise to them boys. It won't happen again.
We'll do a couple more. Are you worried you might be suspended?
So,
Are you worried you might be suspended?
if I get, that text or that call and by that conversation, then we'll handle it as then.
Jalen, when it happened, were you like in a fit of rage, or what was your?
No, I
emotion?
was calm. I walked out the field calmly. I was not mad. That's pretty much, I couldn't really do nothing else. The rough decision is the rough decision on the situation.
You said you weren't. Last one, please. Did Jack say anything, or was there anything that just made you walk over?
I don't know. When things started to come out and you start seeing things, then we can go off that. But I don't got nothing to say about it. I'm just trying to make sure the team's straight.
Right. That's right.
Thanks.
Bandits plan.
They were all over his ass just now, boy. I didn't realize that look, them boys go through a lot of questioning. See, we're not used to having a bunch of people and players asking and answering direct questions like that. That's crazy to me. Like I said, we haven't seen anybody do that on our side, bro. Shit. That little young fella and all them boys, they see our questions are screened over there, so we don't get the opportunity to really ask nothing, no shit like this right here. Them boys are straight off the dome. You ain't got to worry about this or that right there. They coming at you. Jalen Carter, like I said, he got a lot of answering to do, bro. That shit is crazy right there. To one, say that you saw a man spitting and then you decide to spit back on the man. Now he made it sound like it wasn't a big issue, like it wasn't too much to it. And then in one breath, the way that these boys look at some things, you never know. I just know leading up to that, because Jalen Carter did what he did, he hurt his team majorly. Where, yes, they won the game, but it could have been a different situation all the way around. You know what I'm saying? It just could have been, and it could have been handled better. So that's one of the ones where I'm sitting there looking like, okay. Now let's get to the stats for the game. The stats for the game, I want to put it out there. Like I said, here we go, right here. Stats for the game. You got Dak Prescott. He was 21 of 34, 188 yards. He didn't throw any touchdowns. He didn't throw any interceptions. So that's the best thing about Dak. Dak came out. He didn't do enough to win the game. See, like, this is what I was telling people before. When you have those stat lines, that's 188 yards, you got to at least put that bitch in the end zone for it to make a difference for you. Had he had a score, this game would have looked completely different. Miles Sanders, 53 yards. Javonte Williams, 54 yards and 2 touchdowns, averaging 3.6 yards a carry. It's not good enough, man. Like I said, let's get back into it as we do. Receiving yards, I believe I saw CeeDee Lamb had 7 receptions, 110 yards. And then, like I said, he had 4 drops, 13 targets. George Pickens was a goddamn no-show. All that hooping and hollering about Pickens ain't, he wasn't all what we thought he was going to be. He had 3 receptions, 30 yards, and like I said, 4 targets. So not targeted much, but when he was targeted upon, he got 3 out of the 4. Not bad. And so you look at it right here, Jalen Hurts on the other side, opposite, 152 yards, which I don't know what's the deal. No touchdowns, no interceptions. Once again for Jalen Hurts, another one. But Jalen Hurts had 2 on the ground. That's the difference when it comes to rushing. So if you look right here, Saquon Barkley had 18 carries, 60 yards, and a touchdown, averaging 3.3 yards per run. Then you look at it, they spread the ball out equally. Jahad Dotson had 3 receptions for 59 yards. Dallas Goedert had 7 receptions for 44 yards. And then, like I said, everybody else came in a play here, a play there. So, you know, the team stats for everything when it comes to looking at this entire game, total yards goes to Dallas with 307 over 302. Passing yards, Dallas won with 188. Rushing yards was won by Philly. They had 158. And then average yard per play was about 5 yards per play. Points scored, like I said, the score was 24-20. So it was a relatively close game. The biggest takeaway for me, because they had a fumble, Dallas had a fumble, and how vital it is to make sure that you don't turn over the football. Because in a close, tight-knit game that's a division game, it's always going to come down to a play or two that could be a determining factor for, you know, that particular kind of game, because you got 2 very good teams squaring off against each other and the division rivals, and they know each other so well. Even with Dallas losing Michael Parsons. Well, think about it. You take Jalen Carter out of it, so you're equal. It was almost damn near equal last night, is the way how I want to look at it. So I don't know. But as you can see, the third down efficiency, 63% went to Dallas, 61 went to Philly. It didn't mean much because you saw who initially took it, but you know, it is what it is. And then, like I said, penalties. Philly had 9 penalties to Dallas 4. Whoo! You get a bunch of penalties, and really that'll be something that'll take you back some. But yeah, just looking at the stats on everything when it comes to that game last night, it was definitely you could tell it was like a home opener. It had it had warm up vibes to it. You know what I'm saying? But hopefully, as the two quarterbacks get going, you see more scoring from them. Like I said, Jalen Hurts had literally two touchdowns on the ground. He didn't put none through the air, but he did his job in moving the chains, man. So, like I said, shout out to him. Shout out to the Eagles. They made, like I said, they took shit and made lemonade out of it. Sugar the shit. Shout out to everybody in the chat. My man said, Miles be Miles. Trash. Oh, Lord. No more still on Miles Sanders. Miles wasn't too awfully bad. He wasn't exceptional last night, but he wasn't too awfully bad. I mean, he got the job done. The man said, CD could have had 200. Like I said, CD dropped 4 passes. He dropped a couple of passes last night. I don't know, man. We'll see what this thing look like going forward. But last night was good to get a chance to see how everything was going to look. And like I said, I enjoyed it because you had an opportunity to really see some, like I said, some good football last night, which we don't get a chance to see good complimentary football all the way around here in Carolina land. But you see it with the Eagles. You see that, like I say, with the Cowboys. You get a chance to see that and what it's supposed to look like when it's firing on all cylinders. We don't have that here, not in Carolina land. But it's okay to dream. But yeah, let me finish this interview right here. Going back to Philly.
What happened with Jalen?
Football is a flexible game, and you don't ever know what's going to happen. And Jalen, whatever happened with Jalen, we had to bounce back, win the game. Jalen is a leader in our room, and we ultimately missed him out there. I want him back next week.
Did you see the incident happen from where you were?
No, I didn't see the incident happen. You know what I mean? But they weren't going for any of that, right? So they set that standard, and that from there you could see the way they called the game, all those flags.
What's the mindset when you lose a player who plays so much of the snap?
Yeah.
And you have to fill in?
Yeah. The mindset is dominant, right? I think the D-line, we try to lead the defense, and they got us on a couple runs today, but at the end of the day, we got the win. And I think we didn't give them a point in the second half, right? That's amazing. So it was good.
What was it like during the hour delay? What was the game here and just going through something like that?
It was good. We were calm, collected. We have leaders from top to bottom, right? Sirianni, he's like talking about the 22 season when they did that before. And right, when you have an organization like this, there's a lot of people that are the best at what they do in life, right? And that goes for the weight room staff, that goes for the coaching staff, and they did a perfect job having us ready as a defense to go out there and shut them out.
What's it like to have something so quickly in the game, right after the opening kickoff?
Yeah.
Even before the first play from scrimmage, that you don't expect like that.
I don't know. I didn't even know he was kicked out. I thought like he got a personal foul and he was coming back in. But like I said, football is a flexible game. You have random things like that happen, and you've got to react and play off of it.
Did you see him in here during the break? Or?
Oh, well, I should be talking to Jalen. I'm just kidding. So I'm in here, and Jalen is a part of us, right? So we're never gonna push our brother down. We're never gonna put him down. He did something, and he'll learn from his mistakes, and we move on.
Did he address the situation?
I don't know. I mean, we're trying to win a football game, so we'll worry about that after.
The only delay I've been a part of was a really long one against Texas Tech, I think my junior year. So, ranked number 1 in the nation, and we ended up losing, so it wasn't good for us. But it was a different type of game. Really how the game started. I've never seen a game start like that. The delay, but we'll take a win, and it wasn't pretty. And but I think the first really 4 or 5 weeks of the season are very pivotal, and see what guys are going to do to try to stop you, and try to counterattack what they're doing. So building good plans.
You spoke about Tyler all summer, but your first game next to him, how did that feel?
Felt good, man. He's a beast. He's strong, athletic, quick. Got the feet of left tackle. So the more we play together, the better we're going to become in sequence. So, but man, he's really, you couldn't ask for anything better.
You guys start off scoring on your first 4 possessions, despite maybe
Yeah.
mistakes on both sides of the ball. But
Yeah.
you take something good out of that.
Yeah, man. There was some stuff we did good. I just wish, how they're filling the box. We weren't effective as we want to be in the run game. So, I think moving forward, we'll have to adjust. Teams are going to, until we find the ways to combat it. That's what they're going to bring.
Early weeks usually pretty ugly, right? You're still working out the kinks.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, really the first, 4 weeks of the season, 5 weeks, you're trying to find your identity, overcome the obstacles early. But, yeah, man, these wins early in the season play dividends. You've been around here lots of years where we're playing catch-up. Look at the 2018 season. So, but, yeah, man, we'll take it.
You've been through quite a few Eagles-Cowboys games now over the years. Where does this rank?
Look, man, it's one of the more memorable ones for me. So I'd say this is definitely top 3. I still think, the one, was it Sam? I know it was an awkward year for us. But Sam threw that touchdown to Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all remember what that was like. So, yeah.
What made this one so chippy?
Hey, man, it's, Dallas documentary actually was pretty good. I watched on Netflix. So, so it was entertaining. But no, those guys play tough. They've always have. And, all the years that I've been here, it's usually been back and forth. Usually like a 1-1. It's hardly ever, 2-0. But, yeah, man, it was an ugly win. I'll remember this game for a long time, but we'll take it.
It was very special, just to come out here and represent Philadelphia Eagles organization and, just my family. I appreciate them for coming out and supporting me and, this brotherhood and this amazing staff that we have here. I'm blessed and I'm honored, to be in this position that I'm in today. And, just for everybody that was on the field was just trusting me and, welcoming me to, just be myself out there on the field.
You got credited with the forced fumble. It's hard to see the replay. Did you get the hand in there?
I don't even know what happened on the play. It just happened. And then once I got up, I seen the ball and the Q had it, they got tripped up. So, yeah.
So how that play down the field coverage, like 30 yards down the field. Can you take us through that a little bit?
It was just a play call that was executed, by our front, of course, and then, by our backers and then our safeties, everybody just executing the job well. Once they motioned from 2x2 to 3x1, I had them vertical. And, I took them and, as Coach Vic said, just, don't panic out, when you're in coverage and you're swatting at the ball, just, stay calm. And that's what I did.
First game against the Cowboys, the rivalry to start your career. Was the rivalry everything you expected? It was pretty chippy out there tonight.
Yeah, as you can say so for sure. When a player get ejected, before the game even start, that's pretty crazy. But that's a conversation for another time. Other than that, I would say it was a very hostile environment. Everybody just trying to be chirpy and stuff like that. But on our end, it was more so, us just being pros and playing right football to our standard.
Did you see what happened with Tim?
Say it again?
Did you see what happened with Tim?
Yeah, that's it. It's over with. It's the past. We're just going to grow from it, get better, and, next play mentality.
What was it like on the field of reaction when he's got to leave and he's not there? He's there one moment.
Wait, say it again?
When he's not there, he's there one moment. And he gets ejected. How did you guys
just like everybody else, just like every other team, right? It's a professional league, and that means next man up mentality. You know what I'm saying? And our defensive lineman that was rotating and stuff like that, they came in and they was playing their butt off. So.
When you see Zach not giving up on the big run by Miles, and then the fumble came just after that, what does that mean?
He does it in practice, run to the ball. Even if the whistles blow, you know what I'm saying, and the running back and Saquon, he's running all the way down the field. Zach is still chasing him down just to, get that conditioning and just to get that muscle memory in his brain. And that's something that, I admire of what he does in his game. So,
did you expect him to catch the running back on the play?
Hell yeah, definitely. He doesn't.
Shout out to Flame for Jesus for that super chat. He said, I was ready for football, Q. It was a good game to start with, a big time division rivalry. Shout out to him for that super chat, man. Y'all already know what time it is. Look, let me put it like right here. Jihad Campbell, like I said, balling player, Carter, you name it, Nakobe Dean, all them boys they got over there. They have beasts in that locker room. They have talent in that locker room. I love what I'm seeing for Philly because it's such a talented locker room where everybody any given day can lose anything. And like I said, I love the fact that those boys are so special and they realize coming off of a championship, it's time for them to come back and reclaim the throne all over again. So they seem hungry yet again. Beating the Cowboys on the opening night was no easy feat. It wasn't easy at all. And them boys got out there and did just that. So like I said, shout out to them for that. This is going to be really good, man. Make sure you comment, you come on in here, you like, comment, subscribe. Your boy gonna be back again tomorrow. I just wanted to highlight a little bit of this right here, a little bit of that. So make sure y'all show love on y'all way on in here. We're gonna talk a little bit of football, tomato. But anyway, it's been your boy, doing what I do best. I just highlight coverage, gave you a little bit of stats from what's going on here, and making sure that around the NFL, like every single primetime game, every Sunday games, we're gonna give y'all, commentary and stats from all the games, and we're gonna be right back up in your face again. So, yes, sir. Make sure you show that love. And once again, shout out to everybody.